Mr. Chairman,
Honourable
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to take the opportunity to make some response to the contributions that have been made by those promoting supplementary order papers and to give a response from a government perspective. And the point that, in respect of SOP 114 from Sue Moroney, the advice that we have received from the Ministry and in response to her comments, it's important to note that there is a lot of public support for introducing warning labels on alcoholic beverages and perhaps similar warning labels to those found on tobacco products. Labelling is outside the scope of the bill. Because of an agreement that we have with Australia, any changes to alcohol labelling must be developed through the joint food standard that we share with Australia. In response to a joint ministerial review of food labelling law and policy, our governments have recently agreed to give the alcohol industry 2 years to introduce pregnancy warning labels on alcohol beverage containers. If the industry does not do this, we will consider regulation. With respect to the SOP 113 by Leanne Dalzell, this amendment is premature as the government is already investigating minimum pricing. A minimum price will have impacts on New Zealand businesses. These impacts considered as part of the minimum pricing investigation. With respect to, well, if I screamed it, would you be happier? Well, I'm giving you the response that our advisors have given us, and you would expect us to do that, I'm sure, members of the House. Well, if you want it, here we go. I'm responding. I was asked to respond. I'm giving you the response. We don't sit around and make it up. In respect of the point made by the Honourable Member Phil Twyford, I don't believe for a moment that the Honourable Judith Collins has been sitting around on her hands. The fact that 12-month lead-in time is a result of advice that she has taken. And she would expect a minister to take that advice. It doesn't prevent, for instance, territorial local authorities getting on and consulting on the alcohol plans that they want to prepare and doing everything they can. In respect of the advice that we have been given, that is the advice that the government has been given. With respect to, you can rate it out. Members can rate it out of 10 if they want to. I'm giving the response to the members, the questions that they have asked. Supplementary Order Paper 112 from the Honourable Marion Street, which again relates to minimum pricing and excise tax. Creating a regulation making... Sometimes we get things wrong, Marion. In respect of creating a regulation making power to enable health levy to be imposed on holders of off-licences to fund alcohol-related health and treatment services. The existing lever to influence the price of alcohol in New Zealand is excise tax. From 2012-13, the government has committed $10 million annually from alcohol excise tax in respect of alcohol and drug assessments and interventions to be better enable access to treatment hazardous drinkers, young people, drink drivers and other offenders. The rationale for an off-licence health levy at point of sale is to increase the price of certain types of alcohol products, such as RTDs, which is proven to be harmful. The problem is that as the levy would not be tied to alcohol content, it may well encourage people to substitute buying those particular alcohol products into buying more alcohol-fuelled drinks. In respect of the points made by the Honourable Phil Goff in his supplementary order paper, the point needs to be remembered that through the course of the Select Committee debates, discussions and hearing of evidence, what we found was that drinkers will move quite quickly from one product to another product. Limiting the level of alcohol per volume to 5% and standard drink containers does have an effect on on the trade provisions that we enjoy with other countries, particularly Australia. There is a way around that, and there is a mechanism within the bill to be able to change it depending on the compliance or otherwise of those within the alcohol industry. But it does give us the opportunity, without breaching that trade barrier, to be able to change the law. And one example of how we could do this, for instance, is to limit the sale of higher alcohol per volume RTDs to on-licensed premises only. We look forward to seeing how our research is going with respect of this. It is serious, it has been considered as part of this condition, and we will change the law accordingly given time.
The Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
I am grateful that the Minister and the Chair are